Q, can you wave at me?
He's used to reading the headlines. Today, Hugh Edwards was at the centre of them. Seen in public for the first time since last summer, the former BBC News presenter appeared in court to face charges of making indecent images of children. Inside courtroom number 1, in front of a packed public gallery, Hugh Edwards was asked how he pleaded to each of the 3 charges. On each occasion, in a clear voice, he replied, guilty. The prosecution explained that the charges related to 41 images sent to Hugh Edwards by an adult man in a WhatsApp chat between December 2020 and August 2021. 7 of the images were in the most serious category A. 2 of them featured a child aged between 7 and 9. Hugh Edwards asked the man not to send any more underage material, but the 2 continued to share legal pornographic images until 2022. Today's events complete a dramatic fall from grace for the former 10 o'clock news presenter. Last July, he was suspended by the BBC amid allegations he'd paid a young person for sexual images. Police say there was no criminal behaviour. Last November, Edwards was arrested over new allegations of making indecent images of children. In April, before that investigation was known about, he resigned from the BBC citing ill health. 2 days ago, it was revealed Edwards had been charged last month over the indecent images. Westminster Magistrates Court heard that the starting point for sentencing in this case is 12 months, but that there were mitigating factors, including the early plea. Defending Philip Evans KC said that Hugh Edwards did not keep any images, did not send any images and did not seek any images from anyone else. He described the presenter's previous character as exemplary and told the court that there were serious issues with the defendant's health, both mental and physical. Over the course of 40 years, Hugh Edwards has enjoyed a stellar career in broadcasting. He left court today with that reputation in tatters.
Well, Richard is live for us in Westminster tonight. Richard, in the past few hours, we have learnt more about how Edwards was caught.
Yes, that's right. Well, it's been revealed that the man who shared those images with Edwards is himself a convicted paedophile. The Metropolitan Police say 25-year-old Alex Williams pleaded guilty to possessing and distributing indecent images of children and was sentenced to a 12-month suspended sentence at Merthyr Crown Court back in March. Police say an investigation into Hugh Edwards began after a phone was seized by officers, and that phone revealed his participation in WhatsApp chats with Alex Williams.
And Richard, you took us through Hugh Edwards' career there. What has been the reaction to the result today?
Well, Hugh Edwards has many honorary positions and positions of note in Welsh life, including membership of the Gorsedd of the Bards. They say they'll be reviewing his membership of that organisation when they meet at the National Eisteddfod next week. Edwards has already had his position as Vice President of the National Churches Trust removed, and Cardiff University say it will be reviewing their procedures around his honorary positions with them. As for the BBC, it's been revealed that they knew about Edwards' arrest 5 months before he resigned. They say that had Edwards been charged during that period of time, they would have acted immediately to remove him.
And Richard, too, in terms of sentencing, no sentence given today, that'll be a later date. What can he expect?
Well, as I mentioned, Mike, the starting point for this offence is 12 months in jail. The judge will have to take into account all the various mitigating factors, so there could be other options on the table, including, for example, a suspended sentence. But he did tell Hugh Edwards today in court that all options are on the table.
Richard Morgan in Westminster for us tonight. Thank you.
Shirley de Bono does her best to get on with life, but every day she lives with a nagging anxiety at the back of her mind. Her son Sean has been in prison since March 2024, But his crime, stealing a mobile phone, took place in 2005. Sean was given a so-called IPP, a type of sentence meant to protect the public from dangerous offenders, something Shirley says is deeply unjust.
Murderers don't get that long. I don't condone what these people did. They deserved prison, don't get me wrong. You know, give them 2 years, give them 5 years. In the end, you're thinking, give them 10 years. At least they would have had a date of release. But this IPP sentence is indeterminate. It's got no date of release.
Under an IPP, prisoners have to face a parole board hearing after serving the custodial part of their sentence. If they're released, they're subject to an indefinite licence, meaning they could be recalled to jail at any time. After 3 years, they can apply to have their licence terminated. Shirley says Sean's drug addiction, developed in prison, has seen him recalled 4 times. In total, he spent 14 years behind bars, despite an original 2.5-year sentence. He's one of over 150 Welsh prisoners who were subject to IPPs at the beginning of last year.
It's not fair, it's inhumane, and it is killing people. It's not just killing the prisoners. Some family members are dying too because of the stress of it.
Michael was sentenced to an IPP in 2006 for armed robbery. Released in 2011, he says he's been recalled to prison 5 times without being convicted of a crime. Currently in the community and with a new partner, he says he lives in fear of being called back to jail.
I'm scared to walk around my town because it only takes one phone call. And whether I've done something wrong or not, the moment that allegation is raised, I'm back in prison, waiting for them to do their homework to find out whether I actually did anything wrong, and that can take as long as it takes.
There will be people watching probably, Michael, who think, you were convicted of a fairly serious offence,
yeah,
and they may not have sympathy. What would you say to them about the particular case that you're in?
Well, I've done my time for the offence I committed. I've done the punitive part. I had my punishment. I've received it. I'm trying to make up for the things I've done wrong. I'm trying to rebuild with everybody that I've done wrong to. I'm trying to be a better person. But at what point do I stop getting flogged?
IPPs were scrapped in 2012, but the change wasn't applied retrospectively. The UK government have reduced the licence period offenders need to serve before applying to have their IPP cancelled. Progress, the MOJ, said it was determined to continue, but not in a way that undermines public protection. Shirley has launched a campaign calling for Sean and others like him to be resentenced. Now 39 and with 2 children, he's due out next year, but his mother is left to regret what might have been.
He would have been out in 2.5 years, he would have been working, settled down, and everything would have been so different.
She says it's right her son was punished, but it's unfair that he's been denied the chance to rebuild his life. Cardiff is known as the City of Arcades, home to no fewer than 7 Victorian and Edwardian covered shopping malls. Many were built in the 19th century, when Cardiff's economy was booming, and its wealthy business community enjoying the fruits of the international coal trade. So Martin, who built these arcades?
So largely the arcades are built by collections of businessmen really, who form companies, often just called the Arcade Company. Well-known businessmen of the town would gather together, create the company, appoint architects, builders and so on, and then rent out the units. They were often hugely oversubscribed. These were really attractive places to want to host your shops.
Back then, the names of proprietors hung proudly outside these storefronts. A tradition still going strong at one well-known business in Royal Arcade. Founded by an Austrian Jew fleeing the Nazis, this delicatessen started life on nearby Bridge Street. Later, his son Wally moved the business to the arcade and gave it his own name.
He believed that was the old-fashioned way the proprietors like to have their name above the door. so he named it Wally's. That was 1981, and well, we're still going strong 44 years later.
What is it about trading in an arcade that's special and unique?
Well, what you've got here is a eclectic mix of different businesses, largely owner managed. So what you get is the passion of the owner behind the products. So people who want to actually have a shopping experience will browse the arcades, and it's enjoyable as well as fruitful for the products they buy, but it's an enjoyable experience.
They're a portal into Cardiff's past as well as its present. And it seems certain the city's arcades will be a big part of its future too.